recap 15 seasons of Project. Can you believe it? Season 15, Episode 1, Project Runway. Here we go.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Long before we're gone, still learning the lyrics to Perfect Illusion.
We love you, Lady Gaga. We love your fashion, your spirit, and your fierceness. I'm Amanda Fields, model, host, lover of Project Runway. I'm here with
Michelle Uberreste
and
style expert Dan Babic.
Yes. And we are so excited that you guys are tuning back in with us. We are so excited to bring you the fashion, the details, the drama, the editing of the fabric. We can't wait to get into it.
I know, it's so good to be back because I like Project Runway compared to Project Runway All-Stars. I think there's more diversity in the designers, and I love meeting new designers and seeing fresh texts.
And these designers are so exciting. You guys, casting this year, I'm loving it. Every personality, every different style of design, I'm just really into it. And it's responding to what's going on in fashion right now.
I agree.
Who are the favorites, Michelle? Who are you liking?
I like Aaron.
That's what
Oh,
like
Aaron! Yes, I love Aaron and I love Tasha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's her name. I'm getting used to all their names.
I know, it's hard at first.
Yeah,
There's so many.
I'm like scrolling through, like, there's so many. And you know who else surprised me? Brick. He has
Surprised you in what way?
The flowing locks of curly blonde hair. I like that he took a risk. Everybody was into those glittery pants, but the judges weren't so into it. We'll get to that later. But I like how Brick seemed to give it a lot of spirit, a lot of energy. He kind of was like, you know what? I like glitter. People respond to glitter because they think it reminds them of looking for water.
Yeah, I don't know so much about that, but I mean, I love glitter too. I think it's just human.
And I think it's definitely a gay thing as well, because as soon as I heard he was doing glitter, I'm like, oh, I love the glitter.
You guys, yeah, you can't go wrong with glitter with this panel. We love glitter.
Yeah.
Totally.
Just give us more glitter.
And quickly, who are we just kind of looking at that we're not liking so far? Is there anyone that we think is a bit mediocre, a bit average, shouldn't be there?
Unfortunately, I mean, I was really rooting for Lawrence because she is a model turned designer.
Yeah.
But I was not very excited about her dress. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think she can do things that will surprise us. That's the cool thing about Project Runway is there's people that in the beginning might not draw your attention, but they're there. They're trying their best. They're going to hear from the judges and what they like, and maybe next week they just turn it a whole new direction.
I think that's true, especially when they're starting in an unconventional challenge. Mm-hmm. And the very first challenge, there's no learning curve. You're just thrown into this. You don't really think about what you're doing all the time. So you may not get, even though this is supposed to be your signature look, you're introducing yourself to the world, you may not really take advantage of that chance to express that.
I think Unconventional Week and using the unconventional materials is always my favorite.
It is me too, but I don't think it's a good opening episode for the designer.
See, I disagree because one thing I used to I'm obsessed with Tina Knowles. Love Tina Knowles, and I'm obsessed with Beyonce.
You mean the designer for Destiny's Child?
Yes. And I love that how she all started is because she grew up quite poor. And obviously she made money, and then Beyonce is obviously Beyonce now. But she just started turning unconventional materials into beautiful costumes for Beyonce when she was growing up. And it's making lemonade out of lemons.
I agree, and I think that's cool, but I don't think every designer has that strength.
Totally, yeah.
And so I feel like the first episode, you should be able to showcase your strength.
Yeah. I think I agree with you with that, but we love Unconventional Week, but maybe not for the first episode.
Right.
However, I love that it kind of just made them all go in a different direction. I think some of the judges were mentioning that it had them right away out of their comfort zone.
Yeah.
Right away going for the unconventional materials and going farther with their creativity. So that was interesting to watch. But I think as a designer, Michelle, tell everyone how that might feel
Well, I wonder if they knew what was going on because they have this big party. They walk in, there's all this weird stuff. No one's like trying on wigs or anything.
Yeah.
And on Under the Gun, we had the same type of thing, but like after a couple episodes, you know, like, oh, okay, this is a challenge, or what is this? What's going on? You know. But for these designers, I wonder if they're just like, oh, cool, it's a party.
Yeah, grab your glass of champagne. Yeah.
Because if I knew, I'd walk in, I'd be like eyeing stuff already. Like, yeah, I wouldn't even be talking to anybody. I'd be thinking like, what can I make out of this stuff?
Yeah.
However, I think
that.
since it has been 14 seasons, this is season 15.
Some people don't watch.
Maybe they would know that, because some of the beginning episodes have been take apart your apartment. Come to a party and wear your favorite outfit and just deconstruct it.
But I also think like you're so excited to start that you're maybe not thinking that way, and you're also you've seen it, but it's hard. It's different when you're having to apply that.
Yeah, it's different to process. But I like how they took interior design and turned it into exterior design.
Ooh, that sounds very, very smart. Do you know what I really want to do? I just want to start breaking down the looks.
Yes.
I'm not into the preparation. I'm not into all the behind scenes stuff. I just want to see what went down the runway and I want to judge it.
I want to judge it. I want to give it all my critique. I just wanted to say that was one way to clean up a party, but I think they kind of left more of a mess.
Yeah.
But that moment of Heidi and Tim having their champagne out of the bottle was everything. Okay, we can totally get into the designs. I think we have one of the designs up on the screen right now.
Voila.
And that is actually Tasha's look.
Mm-hmm.
What did you guys think?
Wow.
Here's our little runway rundown.
I thought it was good, but I did not think it was excellent.
Okay.
I thought it kind of was one of the more average looks, but I love the pants.
Really?
I think they're hot, hot, hot. I love what she's doing with her waist there, with the what's it called? I'm bloody forgetting the triangular down, because it really cinches her in, and I think she's got a very cool look about it. But I don't know, it just doesn't seem to flow together. The top and the pants don't seem to match. I think she should have gone more simpler with the top, because the pants are such a statement, and they would have shown out more, and they could really stand out as a statement piece. But I'm going to give her a 6 overall.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think this designer, it could be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Coming up, I think her customer, like, she definitely knows who it is. It's kind of this cool, younger, hip girl, and I love the pants. I love how it's really dark, but when it's walking the runway, you're seeing these little bits of shine and stuff like that. Yeah, I didn't love the top as much either. I don't know if it's like the fit, because I think the print's fine, and I think the addition of the little bag was kind of a cute little suck-up thing to do. I think it was kind of smart, and I don't know if they gave her the stuff or she picked out the letters from other things or what, but I think it was like kind of like the cherry on top for that outfit. I gave it a 7.5.
7.
The bag was created from director's chairs.
Ooh.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
And you guys, if you're just listening and not tuning in, you probably watched the show, but the top was created from a pillowcase. And I like the way that the print recreates a look of a necklace.
Yeah.
I think that's cool.
That is cool.
It looks like very tribal, beaded, and it is kind of like a handkerchief hemline with the shirt. And then the pants, oh my gosh, I like how Savannah Guthrie, the guest judge, she said, too legit to quit. Totally MC Hammer pants, right? But I love the shape. I love the attitude of this girl.
Right.
I'm not nitpicking it so much because it is unconventional materials and it is the first episode. I like the spirit of this woman that she's created. And I think that to me is more important than like, okay, I don't know about this, I don't know about that. For me, as far as a designer point of view, I give it an 8.
Mm-mm. Do you know what's actually one thing I do like about it is you can, as you were saying, Michelle, is that you can see her aesthetic as a designer. You can see the personality that she's creating for. And one of the most important things as a designer is you should be able to know just by looking at their outfit who it is without seeing a label. And I think we'll definitely be able to say whenever we see her outfits throughout this whole season, that is hers. We could always guess. And
sorry. I wanted to say, I like how Tasha has her little catchphrases already. She saw Tim go, she's like, hey, boss man.
She's already like working on the branding so she can get mugs and all that coming out afterwards. Yeah.
We're all about Tasha. Hashtag Tasha.
And just one last thing about the pants. They actually remind me, this sounds a bit of a weird thing, but if Hervé Leger and Yeezy combined. I feel like it's like Hervé Leger, no, Yeezy for Hervé Leger. Like, I feel like it's the two come together.
Yes.
Can you see that? Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's a good combination.
Yeah.
And you know what's funny? In the workroom, these pants to me looked horrible. The colors and the things. So it's really funny. It's like what the process you go through in such a short amount of time to change things sometimes can really make or break it.
Okay, let's go to the next look.
Yeah,
We have 16 looks today. Oh my gosh. Now this picture, okay, we have, oh my gosh, what is his name?
Ma Jing?
Ma Jing. And let me tell you, Ma Jing is amazing.
I call him Marzing.
Yeah, amazing.
Amazing.
Amazing. Looking at this, I love how it has texture. I love that he created this texture just from magazines. And it really looks like a fabric that was gathered together and ruched up and pleated and tucked and all the great stuff that you would do to a fabric. I think it looks cool. I think it's reminiscent of something coming down the runway from Monique Lhuillier or even Carolina Herrera. It's very chic, and you would never know from, you know, across a room that it was magazines.
And she got an orange lip on. Is that orange lip? Yes.
It's an orangey red.
Yes. Danny, that's so on trend.
And they were talking about it in the hair and makeup room. They were saying, you know, this is the color I want. He even held up the shoes, and he matched his lipstick to the shoes, which I like. I like that it's, you know, he's not being too matchy-matchy because that's all the way down at her feet, so that's cool.
Yeah, what do you think, Michelle?
I liked it. I wasn't like super stunned because I feel like it is somewhat basic too.
Yeah.
And I feel like it looks very runway, and especially with the styling. But I feel like it was just a little bit. He could have pushed it just like a tiny bit farther for me.
Ooh, okay.
Whereas I actually really like it. I think less is sometimes more.
It is
And
sometimes.
I am a Parisian man. I love Paris. And she looks like she's ready for a night out at the hottest club in Paris.
Ooh, she is.
So I actually gave it an 8, and it also kind of reminded me of Spring Carnival. You know, like in Melbourne they have the Spring Carnival, so you could even do maybe
There's
pushing
a spring carnival in
Melbourne.
Melbourne?
Like Oaks Day, it's like the Kentucky Derby type thing, and they're all known for the hats and stuff. So I reckon that's how he could have pushed. He could have done a headpiece with that.
Yeah.
And I think that would have elevated it. But she looks like she's ready for a night out at the hottest club in Paris. So
sure.
I'm an 8.
And for me, I am so happy that he gave her a waist.
Yes.
That he gave her that nipped-in black little belt because otherwise it would have looked like a column of crazy.
Yeah. It's the perfect illusion. Perfect illusion.
I would give this one actually an 8 as well. I forgot to give my number.
Michelle.
I gave a 7.
7, yeah.
A 7.
I'm
Why?
hard to please.
You're okay.
Yeah.
You're looking for more. Well, let's go to the next one and give us some more. Now this. Oh my God. Who was the designer? Oh, this was Roberi Para. And you know what? I like the shape. I'm not saying that women want to go and wear this.
Yeah, I hate it.
But I think coming down a runway, it does look different.
No, she looks
at
fat.
least. Well,
She's a model.
Tell me how you really feel. But okay, I like that he went somewhere at least with the shape. Other than that, I wasn't really excited. But it was kind of cool. I'm just gonna give this one a 6.
What? I'm 3.
A 3, okay.
Yeah, I just want. As soon as I don't even feel the need to critique it because I think you just look at it and you just go, yeah.
You just really think it just
It's
looks like lanterns all over her?
It's just so much. I don't even know what to look at. But the first thing I notice is I'm like, you know, I think all shapes and sizes are beautiful. But I think she's walking down the runway and I think she looks like a plus size model. Oh, because she looks big.
I can see how it makes her body look big.
She's a tiny girl, and you want to show off that beautiful body, and she looks.
But what if you're in the mood to not show off?
But who wants to look 3 sizes bigger? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes like no woman wants to look 3 sizes big. It does nothing for it. It's just an. No, I'm just a 3.
You're
I don't even
not
want
a
to give that
fan.
the attention.
Okay.
Michelle.
Yeah, I gave it a 6 as well because I agree with you. It does kind of look like a hot mess, but I feel like there is something like there's an artistic vision there, and
yes.
I think like less is more in this instance, and I don't think all the proportions are right. I think there's a cool idea, and when I saw it on the dress form, when it had less pieces on it, looked better.
You're right. Yeah.
I think it could, and I think the colors are fine together. It kind of reminds me of like a Da Vinci painting or something.
Ooh.
You know, like the Starry Night.
I was gonna say it looks like a sun in the sky.
Yeah, it's not quite refined, and it's like he just needs to like hone that artisticness in and edit.
Okay.
Do you know what? It's so funny because I felt like I was just at an art, an art expert was just, kind of showing this piece and trying to sell it to me. Because when you did reference it to Starry Night and a Da Vinci piece, I was like, oh, now I can kind of see where he was going. Whereas before you said, I just looked at it and looked at it as a hot mess. But now I can actually see the vision behind it.
Yeah. This is why we need Michelle.
That's why we need Michelle, because it's executed very poorly. But now I'm like, okay, I can actually see your aesthetic as a designer. You just haven't pulled it off.
Yeah, I think if he took a lot of time and practiced a lot and tested things out, he'd get it much better, and I think you'd see it.
There we go. You maybe did the hokey pokey and turn it around. Oh, that changed.
Yeah.
Yes. Woo.
Okay, the hokey pokey. Okay, next up, we have Erin.
My favorite.
Oh my God.
I love it.
It's bananas. Bananas.
Oh,
We love it. It's just so cool, right? And I thought it was one dress, but I think looking at it now, it's actually two pieces.
Maybe.
Right?
Yeah.
It's a skirt and a top. This dress, if you guys haven't seen the episode, you should look it up. #designer Erin, because she decided to go with yellow, and she not only went with yellow, but she went all the way. And I love that she didn't go with like too many different colors of yellow. It's just kind of tone on tone. And she went with these cool wigs to create this look of fur. And I like how she went off the shoulder.
Yeah.
She cut gumballs in half and decided to glue them onto the fabric one by one. Tim Gunn was really worried about her use of time, but she managed it in a beautiful way. And I think this is a cool girl who's also chic. She's ready for an upscale night out. And I think that any, celebrity would want to wear something like this if it was a really edgy red carpet
Rihanna
event.
would love to wear that.
Rihanna, in a second, she would wear it. And any young starlet with a body like that. I think this is definitely a 9 because it is this again, the spirit of it is really cool. I like when designs give something to you that's more than just the design. It's also like a feeling of, wow, I want to be her. Mm-hmm. So I love it.
I loved it. I gave it a 10. This was the first thing that walked out on the runway that I was like, wow. You get that like wow feeling. The other stuff was like, okay, it's cool and you think about it, but this is like it emotionally hits you, and it's bold. I mean, it was yellow is like I would. It's hard to approach.
It is,
It's scary. And she totally owned it. It's really dramatic, yet it's totally controlled. She, it looks very chic and put together, but really when you break it down, there's all these tiny details. Like at the bottom, there's little fringe and stuff, but it looks so clean and perfect and editorial and high fashion to me. And I'm just going to say I want Erin to win the whole thing.
Oh, absolutely. She's a standout. As soon as I saw that,
Yeah.
and Nina Garcia was right when she said, it so could have had a Big Bird vibe.
Yeah, this is so thoughtful.
Yeah, because I mean, like, the wigs, she so could look like Big Bird.
I was scared.
It could have.
She's like, oh, I have all these crazy wigs, and I'm like, oh, girl.
Calm down. I'm like, Erin,
Don't do this.
But judging by what Erin had in her portfolio previously, I was like, I think she could pull it off.
Yeah, but it's, just a tough.
But you never know.
I mean, I never give it 10 because I just, I just can't. Don't think give it 10, but I gave it a 9 because we haven't seen more from her, she might be. I just think it's flawless, but I am going to give it a 9 just because.
I can see this like in a magazine right now, so that's why I gave
It's
it
very
a 10.
editorial, as Nina likes to
Anna
say.
Wintour would love that. She'd be because she loves the colour. She would just be kissing Erin's feet.
It's a trick to be good at color. Yeah.
Love it. Beautiful.
Next, and this is Brick. And let me tell you something. I was really loving the way that he included hat brims as shoulder treatments. He made it a cool shape. And the judges were totally right on when they said it was 2 different looks together.
Absolutely.
However, I think it kind of works in some weird way. I don't know if I'm like drinking the Kool-Aid or something, but I really
I think so.
I like the look. I mean, it's weird and funky.
It's definitely weird.
I think the pants are going to a different party than the top. But you know what? If you're shopping and they're 2 separate pieces in the store, they both work. But I don't know. I think those pants are more sellable.
Yeah, for sure.
This is a look that is cool but questionable. So I would say 5.
Yeah, I give it a 5 too. I like the pants. I like the idea, but it is kind of a basic idea. I'm gonna make some pants with some glitter on them. I mean, okay, cool, whatever. I think the proportion's kind of weird on the pants or the shoes or something's going on down there. The first thing I thought too was they're two different girls, and then the hairstyle also makes it kind of weird in the makeup. The top to me just looks really costumey. I like the idea of using the ball cap rims, but it just, the rest of the top doesn't exude like elegance or, you know, expensive look. It just kind of looks like those cheap kind of like armor costumes you see like on Etsy, you know, for like LARPing and stuff.
And so maybe the top of her, he was like Game of Thrones, and the bottom he was like, I don't know, we're going to a Pat Field party.
Yeah, exactly. And I just, it was too weird for me, so I gave it a 5.
Do you know what it kind of reminds? It's very DIY. It's kind of like the girl at school that's, you know, the designer at school and makes her outfit for the party. She's terrible.
That's not good.
And this is what's concerning to me is this is your showcasing who you are as a designer. And it's like, it doesn't, you know, because obviously we could saw with some the other pieces, if they weren't executed perfectly, you could see what they were trying to, what's he trying to say as a designer?
Rick is saying he doesn't know who he is yet. Well, I think that's what he's saying.
I think so too, yeah. I mean, this could have been cool if it was like a gown with those shoulders and the gown was glittery or something a little more like elegant, but to me this is just like really schizophrenic.
And that's concerning to me. You don't know who you are. Like, as a designer, that's your first job, you've got to work that out.
Yeah.
So, moving on, we don't have all of the pictures today, and we will get them for you next time. But we're going to talk. Those are some of the most tweeted about looks. So we wanted to feature those.
Yeah. So now we're going to.
So next up is Jenny Rossetti, and she's the girl with the crazy laugh. I mean, how crazy was her? I can't even do it. But she had these bags that were red that she painted with yellow fabric. But I was thinking that's not a good combination. But all right, girl, let's see what happens. And then she makes this feather boa style jacket. I like the way that she styled the model's hair in the 2 braids that are very popular right now, French braids. Yeah, this was the one that said "Big Bird" to me. This was a very Big Bird moment.
Yeah, very messy.
I just thought that this look was a little too many different ideas. I think the model sold it amazingly well. But I mean, if I'm looking at that like not on a model and I'm just looking at it, I'd be like, I don't know what's going on here. I would scroll right by it if I was shopping. So I'm giving it a 4.
I gave it a 5. I feel like it's this very young look. I feel like it's out there. It's definitely a look. It's kind of like this in Asia. There's this type of look going on that's like athletic and crazy and young.
Yeah.
Athletic and crazy?
And 90s throwback. It's a very weird combination, but I've definitely seen it out there. But I feel like it's nothing new. And then I feel like it was kind of a cool idea to make it like a fur coat out of feathers, but it wasn't attractive in my opinion. It didn't really work. And, you know, people can do juniors and young stuff, so maybe that's what she does.
Yeah.
But I didn't find it like super tasteful, but like for what it was well done.
Yeah.
So I gave it a 5.
I actually gave it a 5 as well, and I will give her, you know, a bit of positive feedback. The one thing I did like about it is it was fun.
Yeah.
Like, it was fun when you went down the runway. I didn't particularly like it. As I said, I thought it looked a bit cheap, a bit costumey. I could see
But
where
it wasn't boring.
Wasn't boring, but it was fun. At least she's putting a statement out there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I like that. And coming up next, this is a designer we didn't get to know that well yet. Sarah Donofrio. And she did a look that was a top and a bottom, and it was white on top, and then on the bottom was gold, orangey, and pink tones. And this look didn't really talk to me at all. In fact, I would have like walked across the room from it. It doesn't really give me Project Runway. It doesn't give me a style vibe, a girl, a personality. It's kind of like I'm waiting for the next thing.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for the next look to come out. It's one of those like filler looks if you're watching a fashion show. I'm like, all right, next.
See, I don't even. It was so funny. I was like, who the fuck shit, Sarah? Like,
Yeah, we don't
Sarah?
remember.
I don't
At
remember.
all,
I'm like,
yeah.
who's Sarah? Like,
So based
my
on
biggest
like,
fear in life, not to be noticed.
yeah,
Like,
based on not even being noticeable, I'm just gonna go for a 3 because it's kind of a throwaway. Like, move on to the next week.
Yeah, it was kind of a throwaway. I gave it a 4. I don't really know why. I think I should give it a 3. The top to me looks really cheap. It just looks like a
Coffee filters or something like.
yeah, or like I don't know, but it had this gold collar on it. Just kind of looked like a cheap like Egyptian costume.
yeah, dude.
Yeah, Halloween.
Or like those things that you hit with the stick and the candy.
Oh, yeah, all the
piñata!
Pinata.
Yeah.
That's at the
Oh
top.
my
of
god,
my-
it's just a pinata top.
The skirt was okay. Like,
Yeah.
at least there was some color and some layers and some interesting kind of shapes going on. But essentially, it was just like, a circle skirt.
Very just arts and crafts,
Yeah.
basic.
Yeah.
I gave it a 4 as well. Do you know what's funny? It reminds me, because I do red carpet hosting as well.
Yes.
When you don't want to talk to someone on the red carpet because they're basic or they're not a big celebrity and they just waste footage or waste your time and you might miss an A-list stuff. What you do is you turn your back to the carpet. So the publicist won't approach you, and if I saw her walking down the red carpet, I would turn my back so I don't have to interview her.
You got the
I'm like,
back turn from
so
Dan.
she got a back turn from me.
Oh, no.
4 out of 10.
Oh no,
Step it up.
Yes.
That's the stamp of disapproval.
Yes.
Okay, now Natalia J. Mag. She has a longer last name, but she has the pink hair on one side and the blue hair on the other side. I think she's cool.
Yeah.
I like her vibe. Her girl comes out and she was saying she's like the bride of the Tin Man
Yeah.
from The Wizard of Oz. I love this look. It was such a runway moment. The fit was cool. I like the proportion. She was thinking about doing shorts in the workroom, but she wound up doing a skirt on the bottom, and I think that was more tasteful. However, I think the shorts could have been a little bit more of a cool looking girl. I love the sleeves. They were very furry, but I feel like this girl's very magnetic. She looks like she would attract your attention. I really responded to her. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I can critique a look and look at the fashion and the draping and the technique, but when I just see it and I just love it, I feel like throwing out a 10.
Yeah.
I just love it. I'm into it. I want her to stay on the show a long time. What did you guys think?
I liked it too. That was my second wow moment on the runway.
Yeah. Give it, yes.
I was kind of scared at first because Natalia looks very trendy to me, and I'm not so down with the trendiness. And she's got like the pink wire U shoes on, and it's very trendy.
She's a bit too cool to function. I almost don't want to talk to her. She's just like a little too cool.
Yeah.
But her attitude, she was nice to people.
Yeah, she
Oh
was.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
But so I was a little like, I wonder if the taste level is going to be like with this girl. So she definitely has that like funkier edge to it, but I thought this was totally perfect for the runway.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It looked high fashion to me. It like gave me a real Ice Queen. Like high end,
yes.
like the blonde kind of
Yeah.
feel, and I thought the styling was good with it too, because that can go real bad too.
Yeah.
With the funky clothes. So I give it an 8.5.
Yeah, I gave it an 8.5 as well. Oh my god, our scores are like the same. Oh my god. What the
Guys,
hell?
mine's all over the place. I don't know.
I know. Yeah. I literally think I don't have anything to say because everything that you said I would say as well.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm just going to repeat your comment. So yeah, whatever you said, I say as well. There
And
we
that
go.
was made out of placemats. That's silver.
Yeah.
Can you believe it? Next, and then I thought this was interesting that on TV they showed these looks one after the other.
Yeah.
Because the sleeves were so similar. Dexter is
I
up
love the name,
next.
Dexter.
Dexter, the fashion. I don't know. I want to say like Point Dexter.
What's the show, Dexter? I don't know what Dexter's
Yeah,
about. Is that someone
Dexter's
that kills someone?
Laboratory. Dexter,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this was furry sleeves, furry skirt, and that pillowcase again. The pillowcase that Tasha used. He used it. However, it was another cool moment and another
I want
good
another
feeling.
look. Show me a look.
Yeah. This is cool because the movement of it worked. And it didn't feel like cheap reproduction of stuff. He actually, I love that he quit on the idea of the umbrella in the workroom.
Yes.
And he went with this furry stuff. I think it was a rug.
Yeah.
But it looks expensive and cool. And like Nina said, volume is happening a lot in fashion right now. And why not? It's fun.
Yeah.
I've got to say, I'm just going to nitpick, and I do not want to judge people, but she just seems like a fucking bitch, Nina. Don't you reckon? I would do the look and I'm just like, you're just a fucking bitch. I can't handle it.
I think she's just over it. Like, she's over trying to be cordial to people. She doesn't have time in the day, so she's just honest with people.
Okay.
That's what
She's
I think.
just the token.
Okay.
She's the token Simon Cowell of the group
Because
right now.
I don't think she's excessively trying to be rude. I think that's just her personality.
Because-
She's just giving you honest
Well,
criticism.
you know, you've worked on the project.
I have.
We know we are the after show. We do, and everyone I know that's worked with her, horrible. Horrible.
I disagree. I
could be wrong.
disagree.
I've never heard anyone everyone I know that's worked with Tim and Heidi, beautiful.
Really? Okay, because when I talked to Sam and he went on to
Sam
All
Donovan.
Stars.
Yeah.
All Stars.
Yeah.
he was like, I can't wait to have Nina judge me.
Okay. Ooh.
So he was excited.
I like Nina
Wow.
because she
Yeah.
doesn't cut any corners. She's going to give
Right,
you the
exactly.
opinion right there, right then. However, She's very cool too. Like maybe not as much on camera, but when the cameras were off, she was coming up and complimenting all the designers. Like I was wearing an outfit with a handbag on a look where they had to create something where they used all the fabric and there wasn't anything left over, and so they had to come up with a way to use it. And then my designer created this handbag and she loved it. So
I just think for me, like, I kind of am similar sometimes. Where I'm like, I'm critiquing people, and instead of saying, okay, you did a really great job doing this and this and this, but this, you know, that's how, like, people are very careful to say what they say.
So
and I don't mean to make people feel bad, but if you're asking me what a good job you did, I'm going to tell you what you need to improve on. So that you can do that. It's to try to help people, but people don't always respond to that. So.
No, but it's just interesting just because I know a few people that haven't had pleasurable experiences with it. But I thought the look it had a bit of a Russian vibe, and I just thought it was a little too much. It was just, I personally, I get the aesthetic of it, but that's just not my aesthetic, so maybe it's just a taste thing that I'm not responding to.
Well, this is a runway look for sure.
But it's just, I just don't know.
It's not real life.
Yeah, it just looks like she's ready for the snow, but she does, I get it, but it's just too Russian snow. Does it even snow in Russia? I don't even know.
More is not more in this case for Dan.
But yeah, I think just a little much,
All right, so our numbers on this one, I'm going to say 7.
I gave it a 7.5 because I feel it's like above a lot of the other things I rated at 7.
Yeah.
I think it's runway, but it did have a little taste issue.
Yeah.
Just a hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
7 I gave it as well, yeah.
So Rick Villa, this look was another one that I kind of forgot about. He used undeveloped Polaroid film. So it was all white with black straps. And it was one of those looks that, okay, I feel like I've seen this silhouette 200 times. And even though the model looked really cool, I thought she had the same haircut as Dexter, by the way.
Yes.
I thought they could be a good team. But I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about this one. It is an undeveloped film and an undeveloped look. I'm just going to go with a 5. It's just not that interesting to me.
I gave it a 7. I'm more into this thing though too. I love the white minimalist futuristic thing, and I think the way that the placement was and the shapes that were created, it was minimal, but it was also adding interest in the right places. So I thought it was expertly done, but it's like nothing we haven't seen before.
Well, I gave it a 5.5, so a bit of a difference then. It just annoys me when you are given a challenge and it's your first episode, show who you are as a designer, and you're going to show something that is a filler in your collection. You need to show your grand piece. Why are you showing the fill-up piece? Show the end piece on the runway. So 5.5.
So let's go to our one of the not so great looks, guys. Ian.
Oh fuck no.
Let me tell you something about Ian. I really did not like the way that he was so disrespectful to Tim Gunn.
I thought so too. I thought he was really argumentative.
I was like, excuse your attitude. I didn't even care what he was going to make anymore. I was like, if you're going to act like that in the first day, then don't even be here.
I would say one thing, turn your attitude into gratitude because you're lucky that you're even here. I was like, you're not talking to Tim. Like, oh my God, he's one of the most respected men in the fashion industry. How dare you? Like, no.
Yeah.
Bye, Felicia.
Well, I think there's a difference between like being argumentative, which I feel like he was being, and also you're welcome to disagree with Tim or disagree with the judges, but in a respectful way that you're taking the criticism. You know what I mean? And I just felt like he was not really just defending himself up there in a respectful way. It was just like a little more like he was pissed off.
Yeah.
And by the way, just to mention, his dress was a shift dress, very basic, not attractive. It didn't show off her body at all. And it was just like things tacked on it. It was like she was a walking cork board. Like, let me just tack this up here.
Yeah.
It was like a mood board or a vision board, but not a fleshed out dress. It was like, this is my idea for a dress.
I kind of get like, I feel like I can see the type of aesthetic he works with, but at the same time, it was so messy to me. Like, this could be kind of like a chic, easy dress, but it just wasn't done well. It ended up looking crafty and messy and askew.
Yeah.
You know.
And I was glad that he went home because I have a problem when people are delusional. Because when you, as designers, you're never gonna know. You can't hit the nail on the head every time. You're gonna have good days. You're gonna have bad days. You're gonna have great collections, mediocre collections. But you have to own up and say, okay, look, this wasn't as good of a job, and you need to learn from your mistakes.
Exactly. How can you grow as a designer if you're not taking the criticism of others, or at least taking it into your mind and thinking like, what, stepping back away from your creations and saying, what am I doing here and how can I be better next season?
Well, we have to
Totally.
take a step back because we're almost out of time. So
Yeah.
we're just going to go through the last few really
Yeah.
quickly. Alex Snyder, he had napkins, placemats, silk flowers. It was a fitted top with a full skirt.
Yeah.
Go.
Nothing.
Nothing as
It
well.
was said nothing to me. It was like, it looked like a bunch of placemats on a table mat glued together.
It looked like a ballet costume.
No shape.
No, so yeah,
Just kind of.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I liked it better in the workroom. You can tell that he has technique.
Yeah.
But I think with what he ended up with was like, okay.
I think he could have done away with the blue placemats on top. It would have been better without it.
I liked how he had them placed before. The proportions
Yeah.
and stuff weren't
Yeah.
right.
I'm gonna go with a 5 because it's neither here nor there for me.
4.5. I think Alex is just lucky that Ian did a crapper job.
Yeah.
So Alex can stay.
Someone else did worse.
Yeah.
Oh
But
my
that's not
God.
good to be on the project. Oh yeah, someone
then-
did a little, you know.
Next, we have Cornelius. He used paper plates and silk flowers, and it was just a lot of green plates everywhere. Somebody else referred to it as toenail clippings. It didn't really say designer to me. It said design school.
Yeah.
Design school.
Just
yeah.
giving it a 3 because it didn't say anything really about designer. It just was like something put on something else, like slapped up.
I
on
think
it.
there was some thought there. I gave it a 5 just because it's like you said, design school. Like,
Yeah.
he's a student or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, level.
He's young.
But there's some thought, and I like how the flowers were placed in the collar, and
Mm-hmm.
that he was trying to do something that didn't look like plates.
I hated it. So
Yeah.
I gave it a 2. That colour, I just thought so cheap, so design school.
It was cheap looking, yeah.
Yeah.
It reminded
Nina's
me-
least
yeah.
favorite thing.
It reminded me of like my last year of high school when everyone used to do their fashion shows and they're coming down the runway and horrible. It was like a Mean Girl thing and you're just like, oh my God, is that what they're putting out for their
yeah.
final
And
piece?
I mentioned this girl earlier, Lawrence. She's a former model turned designer,
Yeah.
but she made this dress, and it was just I really wanted something cool from her because hey, I'm a model and I wanted her to like represent for us.
Yeah.
But I'm sorry, not this time. I'm looking forward to next
Yeah.
week. But it was just a basic. It looked like muslin. And the dress was a little too short for me, and it was all about the accessories more than the dress. But I hope that she made the accessories from the materials. I don't know.
I don't know, but the necklace thing, it looks cool, but it's just necklaces, so you
Yeah.
didn't really transform that. And then I like the toothpick idea on the waist, but she should have like painted it.
It
or
looked
something.
unfinished to me.
Because it was all like, she did a lot of meticulous work and she
Mm-hmm.
made this pattern out of it, but then like you can't see it.
Do you know what? I think I'm going to throw her a bone. I just think that she really struggled using unconventional materials.
Yeah, let's
I
see
think
what she
that-
has.
I
up her
think she's
sleeve.
very, I've looked at a lot of stuff, her portfolio stuff, and she's very talented. I just think this is really out of her realm.
Sometimes you just have a miss.
So I
you know?
think she just missed it
All
today.
right.
But yeah, looking forward to seeing
I'm just
much
gonna
more
say
from her.
4.
4,
What do
yeah,
you
give her
think?
4 as well.
4.
4. Let's all give it 4s. Let's all
Okay.
match.
Okay, we have 2 more to talk about real fast. Kimber, she used tote bags, placemats, and gold stars, and I think this was a cool shape. It was kind of an oversized dress. It was one of those that came out on the runway and you kind of forgot about it. Again, another forgettable one.
Another turn of the red carpet. She's walking down the red
Turn
carpet.
around.
Turn around, so I don't have to interview her.
But I think she was going somewhere with it. So I give her a 5.5 because I think she could do something cooler next time.
I gave it a 2. There's nothing there for me. The shape, it's like if you gave your 5-year-old, some craft.
It's like the little girl on
Supplies.
Instagram
There's-
that makes dresses from paper.
There's no shape. There's no thought to me. If I
But
was
she's
given,
better.
If I was given
Yeah.
a texture or something, I would make, shapes or something. Not just like, hi, I'm slapping on these,
Another slap and tickle. I'm sorry.
slap. Yeah.
Slap and sad.
Yeah,
It's not
bit
a
arts
tickle.
and craft vibe, but
Yeah.
not the worst. So safe.
And then we're gonna just talk about Linda. This is the last designer. It's another forgettable piece. I'm
Yeah.
sorry to say. It's all white, which on TV doesn't really translate.
so over
She's the
peplum.
oldest
So over it.
designer here, and actually her look did not look old. It looked young and vibrant, but it was not interesting. It had a cool detail on the hips, and that's all I can really say. Again, it's just kind of meh. 4.
It's kind of cool. I would like to know exactly what she used because I think she just used paper on the top, but whatever
Yeah.
technique it was, I liked it. But it looks pretty ready to wear.
Yeah.
Like Nasty Gal.
A very assassin vibe, actually.
yeah,
It's well
and-
going to an Australian design, yeah.
But I have a feeling
I'm just
like,
being a hater. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah.
I have a feeling like I really root for the older ladies because
Yeah.
I don't think it always has to be a young person's
No,
game.
yeah.
Well, she
But
has
I
good
always
technique,
have
you
this,
can tell.
I always have this feeling that they're like going to look dated, their stuff.
Yeah.
So I really am interested to see what she'll come up with next.
Yeah, it kind
Could go there.
Yeah, I really liked it, but it did remind me of Assassin Vibe piece that is on sale. That didn't sell because it was
Yeah,
originally $800,
the
but now
sale
it's
rack.
going to be down to $320.
Yeah, no, it was cool.
But you're like, okay, I can get that for $320, $280, but you wouldn't pay the $800 full
Right.
tag for it. Yeah.
So the top 3 Aaron, Dexter, and Tasha. Bottom 3, Roberi, Brick, and Ian. Ian is out, and I have to say, it made it hard to like him because he has such a stinky attitude. But Aaron is the winner!
Yes.
I think it was very clear. I think it was very clear. It was
Obviously.
Aaron, and it was obviously Ian that had to go. So I was very happy with the decision.
And thank you for watching. We had to kind of do a quick recap today, but we'll be here next time. And where can everybody find you guys online?
You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Uberreste.
And you can find me on Instagram at Dan Babic, and find me on Twitter at Dan Babic with an underscore after that.
Oh, with an underscore after that.
Yes, yes.
You guys can find me everywhere on social media at The Runway Queen. I also have Snapchat now, so check it out. And we'll be recapping the fashion, the feels, and the drama next time.
You don't want to miss it, guys. Woo, bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later!
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.